What up, though? What up, though, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Chopping It Up with UncleChon, the podcast. I am your humble host, UncleChon, and it is a pleasure and an honor to be here again above ground here in the wonderful world that we live in. The first thing I want to talk about is the so-called rocket ship that's headed to the moon or orbiting the moon or whatever the hell it's supposed to be doing. I want to know how many of you people believe that that the United States or anybody has walked on the moon, and B, do you actually think that the pictures that they're showing us of the Earth and the moon are real pictures? Do you believe that the pictures that they've shown you are real? Because I don't. Now, I wouldn't call myself a flat earther, but I'm not a round earther either. And I know that once people start down this rabbit hole of talking about the shape of the earth and firmament and all that, there's a very bad divide on that, because we've all been told what the earth looks like. We grew up with the globe. We had a globe in our house that lit up, and my parents would spin the globe and point and ask us what continent this was or what country this is. I had good parents. And at school, there was always a globe, and we never questioned it. We never questioned it because it's what we were told. It's just like anything else you tell a kid, But then, when you get older and you develop a logical mind and you develop critical thinking, you don't believe everything that somebody tells you, and you don't even believe everything that you see. You see, I've always wondered, because I've always liked science and space and science fiction. I've always been one of those type of people. So anything that had to do with space or rockets or lasers or anything like that, I've always been interested in. So I was always told there's no gravity on the moon. I was always told there's no atmosphere on the moon. So when I got a little older, it made me wonder, well, if there's no gravity on the moon, how do you land on something with no gravity? Huh? I don't know. And I also wanted to know, now this was the biggest thing that really tripped me out. Allegedly, the United States went to the moon in 1969. And then I think they said they went again in 72. And they couldn't go to the dark side of the moon. They had a car on the moon that was a pretty nice sized car. I don't even know how they got that motherfucker there, to be honest. The damn car looked bigger than the damn thing they rode in. Anyway, the flag blowing in the breeze. How did that happen? They're walking on the moon in their shadows. How? And you mean to tell me, and this is what really trips me out, in 1969, Do you really think? And I know that those black women on that movie, they calculated the mathematics to go to the moon. I still don't think we went to the moon. And when the rocket that's allegedly up there now headed towards the moon or orbiting the moon or whatever they lying about saying that they doing, when it shows the pictures of the Earth, there's some discrepancies that other people online have pointed out. But the main one that really intrigues me is how they took a picture of the Earth, and there's allegedly something like supposed to be 4,300 satellites orbiting the Earth. Where the fuck are the satellites? And what about the other space junk that's allegedly up there? Once the satellite burns out, it just sits up there till the orbit deteriorates and it crashes to Earth. And we used to hear about that, allegedly. Where is the space junk? Where are the satellites? How come we don't see nothing? And don't tell me they filtered that out or why? Why wouldn't you want us to see the satellites or whatever? I don't believe nothing them folks tell me. Anything that they have told me or tell me is up for debate and questioning, as far as I'm concerned. Because they shit don't never match up to what they say. And they always got some half-ass, bullshitting ass excuse as to why this ain't the way it's supposed to be. So, could the Earth be flat? It could be, because, and then people be like, well, why would they lie about that? Because they just liars. The deceivers of mankind. These motherfuckers have lied about everything. History, sorcery, everything. That's all they do. They will tell a lie on TV and turn around and say they didn't say what they just said. And then when you play it back for them, they'll say, that ain't what I said. I didn't, that's not what I meant. What? These motherfuckers have no scruples, conscience. So I can't believe nothing they say. Unless I'm riding in the goddamn spaceship myself or somebody that I trust that's going to tell me the truth personally, I don't believe nothing they say. Because these motherfuckers is some lying motherfuckers. And unfortunately, we're headed by liar numero uno. And by the way, white folks, so you just gonna let this motherfucker destroy the country? There can only be one reason why you don't mind the country going down. It's because you feel like if your numbers are not good enough to run the country anymore and you're running out of ways to cheat to win elections, you know, if your numbers are low, even with your gerrymandering of the districts and shit, eventually that's not gonna work. And you know this. So what white people fear more than anything else is not being in charge, losing control, because deep down they know they really can't compete on a level playing field. You have to cheat. You have to have the numbers. You have to have superior weaponry. Because if all things being equal, you would be last. How white people got the ups on everybody is because everybody was going about their lives and they were making weapons. Think about it. Everything that they touch, they turn it into a weapon. Some kind of way. Even words. Everything. You discovered nuclear energy, and the first thing you want to do with it is not power the world. You want to make a weapon out of it. Everything that they find or touch or discover, it's weaponized. Because they feel like they have to be able to scare you into submission or beat you or kill, or be able to have the ability to wipe you out and kill you. So now you're on the cusp of this great nation falling, the dollar. See, y'all allow Donald Trump to do a couple things too much. See, it was all good and cute and everything when he was just talking shit. But when you start fucking with Iran and fucking with the world economy, and Iran tells you, okay, we'll open the strait back up, but you're going to have to pay us to get through there, and you got to pay us in Chinese currency. That's a fucking chess move. Because you white folks, and that's who I'm blaming this on, you have let your racism and your fear and your barbarianism get the best of you. You've alienated most of your allies, if not all of them. And the whole world hates you. And I'm saying you because the world knows who's doing what. They know it ain't us, it ain't black folks, it's not the Hispanics. Just starting shit and co-signing bullshit. You won't even reel in that fake leader of Israel over there, Mr. Melikowski. Yeah, that's his name. It's not yet Netanyahu, it's Melikowski because he's Polish. And he graduated from high school here in America. And that bastard is a worse criminal than the one we got in office here. And that's why he won't stop starting shit, because he knows that the minute that he's not in the middle of a war, that they're going to grab his ass up and put his ass where he belongs, in prison. Trump and Iran decide on a ceasefire. Israel still shooting missiles like they didn't get the memo. Because that bastard, he does not want no peace. And see, Trump has the power to make a phone and tell him, hey, knock it off. Because without US dollars, Israel will be gone. Let Trump come on TV and say, you know what? We wash our hands of Israel. You on your own. Anybody who wants to fuck with them, go ahead, do what you want to do. See how It'll be over quick. Now I don't know. Just for saying what I've said so far, they may flag my channel, but I'm a very, very small YouTuber and TikToker or whatever. I don't have a lot of followers and views and stuff. Hopefully that'll get better if my people come through and watch, share, like, and subscribe. And listen, the other thing I want to talk about, because I'm not going to stay on this politrick shit too long and all the trickery of the folks lying about going to the moon and lying about what the earth looked like and lying that this is a picture of the earth and all of that. We know. Whoever said back in the day, it was one of those Native Americans said, pale face speaks with a forked tongue. Can't dispute that. Can't dispute that. And even now, even white folks are starting to realize, God damn, I think we didn't fucked up. I think we didn't fucked up. And let our hatred and racism and bigotry and selfishness and need for domination and conquest get the best of us. But anyway, black people, it's time that we circle the wagons even more. We got to stop shopping with these other folks. Yes, stop shopping with anybody who ain't black. As much as possible. I'm making a dedication to myself that even if I have to go out of my way, if I'm going to get a sandwich, or if I'm going for a meal, if I'm going to get a haircut, pedicure, if I'm getting a car fixed, a tire changed, I'm going to look for a black business. And I'm going to go and I'm going to patronize their business exclusively. These other people have taken advantage of us for far too long. And I want you, and this is an example that I like to use. And I'm not picking on Asian people, but you Asian people don't do business with us. It's one-way business. If an Asian business if there was an Asian smoothie shop and there was a black person who sold a fruit stand next door, I can 100% guarantee you that those Asians would not go and patronize that black person's business and buy their fruit from them. Because that's not what they do. Sorry. And I was watching a video today, and there was a Korean girl on there, and she was mad that people always associate Asian people with eating pets, dogs and cats and whatnot. Now, I don't know about Korea. I don't think I've been to a Korean restaurant, but I've been eating Chinese food my entire life. And I know that here in the city of Detroit, that one of my favorite restaurants growing up, and I'm going to say the fucking name of it, it was Lotus Garden, right on the corner of 7 Mile and Meyer, that me and my family used to go to on a regular basis, and they caught in the freezer dogs and cats. Yeah. And there's been several others that have been caught. And I'm just talking about here where in Michigan, where I'm at. There was a Chinese buffet that I used to go to, and they used to run this. I don't know if they still do it because I don't watch TV that much, but it used to be on the news. They had the Dirty Dozen. The Chinese buffet that I was going to, I forgot the name of it. I can't think of the name of it, but I would say it. It's out of business, of course. But it was number one on the Dirty Dozen. Number one. And I remember taking a lot of people there. It was a big buffet. It was on, I'm going to tell you what, it was on Greenfield between 10 and 11 mile. No, it was between 11 and 12 mile. Greenfield between 11 and 12 mile. I think it's right now that same building is a Coney Island. And that place, when they was on the Dirty Dozen, I started getting phone calls. People was pissed the fuck off at me for taking them there. And I used to go there all the time. So that's why we associate y'all with dogs and cats and rats. Because I know. First of all, I had to take some food back one night to a restaurant because I ordered some chicken and it wasn't chicken. And here's how I know for sure it wasn't chicken. Because when I took the shit back, they didn't argue with me. I showed them, I said, I ordered, this is not chicken. I don't know what the fuck this is. I've been eating chicken all my life. And they didn't even argue with me. And you know damn well when you go in one of them Asian or Arab stores and try to get your money back, shit, you liable to have to knuckle up. I remember I went to this place, and I'm going to say the name of this motherfucking place too, and it's still open. A place called Royal Kubo. I think it was Royal. Is it Royal? Yeah, I think that's the name of it. Anyway, it was a Middle Eastern place, and I went there to go get a chicken shawarma sandwich. And if you're not familiar with what that is basically some grilled chicken on a pita roll with some garlic sauce and pickles. Good sandwich if you get a good one. And I went there, and I was starving this particular day, and I ordered 2 of them. And I go out to my car, and I bite into the sandwich, and the first bite, I pull out a long-ass brown hair, about this long. Of course, I'm fucking disgusted, and I'm sick to my stomach. And I go in there, and this Middle Eastern woman, I don't know what country she's from, so I'm not going to say, you know, she's from the Middle East, Arab, some kind of Arab. And this woman, I show her the hair, and lo and behold, the hair was the same color as her hair, and about the same length. And you not know this bitch didn't want to give me my money back? She wanted to make me 2 more sandwiches. And I said, no, I don't want no sandwich from here. I want my money back because I'm not eating anything from here because I'm sick now. And this bitch argued with me until I started knocking shit over. They had a bunch of shit on the counter. I said, bitch, I tell you what, you might as well call the police because if you don't give me my money back, I'm tearing this shit up. And I started knocking shit over, and she went in that goddamn register and gave me my money and told me to get the fuck out. Them motherfuckers don't be wanting to give you your money back. And I never went back in there again. And that's what we have to do. We got to not go and we need to deal with our own money. We need to circulate our money. And it needs to go both ways. Because some of you black folks, you have people come to you and buy from you, but you won't buy from them. You know, just like I could buy from people and they won't even watch, like, and subscribe to my videos. And it costs no money to do that. But I'm not going to stop. If one motherfucker watch the shit, because I watch my own videos, I entertain myself. When I'm doing what I do, I put my headphones on and I listen to me. just as good as anybody else. Shit. Now, I'm gonna make a plea out here because I need some technical support. I need some help with the production of my little podcast. I don't know how to do the backgrounds, and I don't know how to have the scroll on the bottom or whatever. I need a little theme music. I need a few things. So if you are technical with computers and whatnot, know how to do things associated with podcasts, please give me a contact me. Comment down below, inbox me, email me, please. And I'm not asking anybody to do anything for me for free. I'm going to pay you. Okay? Because for some reason, when you asking people for help, they always think that you want something for nothing. I don't want nothing for nothing. Because anything that is free is usually not free, and it's usually, if it is, it ain't worth shit. Okay? So if you know anybody, or if you yourself would like to make money doing what you know how to do, please contact Uncle Sean. You can email me. I think that all of that should be, or you can get in contact with me. And this show was written, produced, performed, directed, and funded by me, Uncle Sean, and I'm out.